Hi, Valene. How are
Hi,
you?
Laura. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. So you give such a brilliant layered performance as Amy, and then Amy playing melody and then blurring those lines. So I know you had a very collaborative and very creative rehearsal period with Timur, with Shazad. So tell me a little bit about that process and then the moments you're most proud of.
Oh, the moments I'm most proud of. It's a good question. I think I think what I'm most proud of is that I believe that relationship between Shazad and myself, between Amy and Bilal, Melody and Bilal. I think as an actress, every performance you do, or certainly that I do, when I watch it, all I look for is like lies, like lying. I'm always like, is there truth in this? Is this a real human performance? Like, do I believe these characters? And I really believed this story when I watched it. Um, and it was such an incredibly like interesting and nourishing and fulfilling way to work on a project, because normally you do not get to sit down with your co-actor and your director and your producer and all work together to go like, how do we make this film the best, like let's rewrite it, let's improvise, let's write monologues. It was really collaborative. And then even in the editing process, I flew to Moscow, I sat with Timur in the editing suite, and he wanted to know what I thought. Like that doesn't happen. You don't get a director saying to like, what do you think? And so we would try, and I'd say, I think this, and I'd like to try this again. And because we had shot everything with plate shots, we could record. So I was in LA, maybe 4 months later, and we like did some reshoots in a studio in LA because we had the plate shots. So it was like this organic, like constantly moving, constantly changing thing, which was not normal and incredible. And I hope I get to do something like it again.
Wow. So tell me a bit about collaborating with Shazad and that almost dance between Melody and Bilal and establishing that with him.
Well, I think Shazad is such a good actor, and we really approached the material and the project in the same way of like, let's just do this, like let's like go all in. So we spent like 3 to 4 weeks rehearsing. We would rehearse all day, then we would go for dinner together, then we would we just spent an inordinate amount of time together. I think both our partners were like, yo guys, what's up? So we really wanted to like build this really like kinetic but interesting but like human relationship. And we knew that we were going to have the constraint of the screen, so I think we really did the groundwork before, which enabled us then, I think, to give I hope like layered delicate performances, even though it was through the screen, which is to fall in love with someone through Skype. It's like, I mean, maybe it's what's been happening in the pandemic, actually. Maybe that's what like the new Tinder is. Maybe like you date on Zoom. So I don't know. But yeah.
And you've had some very giving and very collaborative, very playful scene partners over the years, including Shazad. You've had Jamie Dornan, I believe Joe Cole, Jack O'Connell. So who have you worked with that
Yeah.
you'd really love to work with again?
I've had all the greats. I've been so lucky with my boys, actually. Who would I love to work with again? I love Joe and I love Brian Vernell, and I'll be going back and working with those boys at the end of this month because we're starting to shoot Gangs of London season 2. There's a young Irish actor that was in 71 too with Jack O'Connell called Barry Keoghan, who I think is really exciting, and I would like to maybe work with him at some point. I'm not sure what on, but I just think he's like special and interesting. And then there's Shia LaBeouf. I love Shia LaBeouf. I'm going to do a film with him at some point. I think he's so special and like alive, and that's what I look for in actors.
Yeah. And finally, what have you been watching lately?
Oh, what have I been watching? I love that question. Okay, so I May Destroy You. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yes, yes.
Paapa is
Amazing.
a friend of mine because he was in gangs like my brother, and he became
Right.
one of my boys. So I love him and I love that show. I've watched it twice. I thought it was so good. I was going to swear. I don't think I can swear. Succession obviously is like my jam. I'm obsessed. And I really liked 000.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good. I love the Italians. I love Andrea Riseborough as an actress. I love Gabriel Byrne. And I'm trying to think. Oh, Baby Teeth, an Australian film that I loved with Ben Mendelsohn, who I also worked with.
Yes.
Who I love. I'd love to work with him again, actually. He's so special too. So yeah. Now I'm getting excited thinking about who I'd like to work with. Thank you. Great questions.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your art. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Deora. It was so
Have a
nice
great
to meet you.
day. You
Bye.
too.